Good day everyone, I'm Angelica Fernandez from GEC2Q. Ang tatalakayin ko ngayon ay about sa global city. Isa ang Seoul, South Korea sa global city. Seoul, South Korea, the Seoul national capital area is the second largest in the world at 233.7 square miles and an average elevation of just above sea level at 282 feet. Because of its very large population, Seoul is considered a global city and is the center of South Korea's economy, cultures, and politics. Seoul has been continuously settled for over 2,000 years since it was first founded in 18 BC by the Baekje, one of the three kingdoms of Korea. The city also remained as the capital of Korea during the Joseon Dynasty and the Korean Empire. During the Japanese colonization of Korea in the early 20th century, Seoul became known as Gyeongsang. In 1945, Korea gained its independence from Japan and the city was renamed Seoul. In 1949, the city separated from Gyeonggi province and it became a special city. But in the 1950, North Korean troops occupied the city during the Korean War and the entire city was nearly destroyed on March 14, 1951. The United Nations forces took control of Seoul. Since then, the city has rebuilt and grew considerably. Because of its very long history of settlement, Seoul is home to a number of historic sites and monuments. The Seoul National Capital Area is for UNESCO World Heritage Sites. The Changdong-gung Palace Complex, the Hwasun Fortress, and the Gyeongbyo Shrine, and the royal tombs of the Joseon Dynasty. Geographic facts and population figures. Seoul is located in the northwestern part of South Korea. The city of Seoul itself has an area of 233.7 square miles and is cut in half by the Han River, which was previously used as trade route to China. China helped the city grow. The climate of Seoul is considered both humid subtropical and humid continental. The city lies on the border of these. Summers are hot and humid, and the East Asian monsoon has a strong impact on Seoul weather from June to July. Winters are usually cold, dry, although the city gets an average of 28 days of snow per year. The average January low temperature for Seoul is 21 degrees Fahrenheit, 6 degrees Celsius, and the average August high temperature is 85 degrees Fahrenheit, 29.5 degrees Celsius. Politics and economy. As one of the largest cities in the world and a leading global city, Seoul has become the headquarters for many international companies. Currently, it is the headquarters of companies like Samsung, LG, Hyundai, and Kia. It also generates over 20% of South Korea's gross domestic product, in addition to its large multinational companies. Seoul's economy is focused on tourism, building, and manufacturing. The city is also known for its shopping and the Dongnim-boom Market, which is the largest market sold in South Korea. Seoul is divided into 25 administrative divisions called gu. Each gu has its own government and each is divided into several neighborhoods called adun. Each gu in Seoul varies in both size and population. Songpa has the largest population, while Sochu is the gu with the largest area in Seoul, South Korea. Now we are talking about the tourist spot in Seoul, South Korea. One of the tourist spots is Namsan Tower, one of the most recognizable landmarks in South Korea. The tower is located on Mount Namsan. There is a fan cable car ride which you can take to reach it. On one route terrace, there are thousands of blocks left by lovers to immortalize their eternal love. At night, the observation and communication towers delightfully illuminated against the dark sky, and the panoramas of Seoul lit up in the darkness are equally mesmerizing. Next is Gyeokbokgung Palace, the largest and most impressive of the 5 Grand Palaces. You can easily find Gyeokbokgung Palace by simply following the hordes of visitors who make their way there every day. Originally built in 1395 by the Joseon Dynasty, the enormous palace complex has been destroyed numerous times over the centuries, and many of the beautiful buildings we see today only date to 1867. The Korean architecture is stunning throughout. Highlights include the Royal Banquet Hall, which occupies a scenic spot on an artificial lake, and the King's Quarters with their luxurious interior. As fascinating palace, there are plethora of royal rooms and buildings for visitors to explore. Watching the changing of the guard ceremony at the main entrance of Gwanghwamun is an absolute must. Now, we were talking about the prominent people in Seoul, South Korea. Sigurado akong makikilala nyo kung sino ang aking mga sasabihin. Una ay si IU. Siya ay pinanganak sa Seoul, South Korea. Pinanganak siya noong May 16, 1993. Isa siyang singer, composer, at actress. Isa siya sa pinakasikat sa Seoul, South Korea. Kung tutusin, bawat Korean citizen ay kilala siya. At isa siya sa mga role model ng mga estudyante doon. Sa young people, isa rin siya sa sikat dito. Napakaganda ng kanyang boses. Kung papakinggan nyo ang kanyang boses ay para siyang anghel ng umakanta. Sunod naman ay si RM. Siya ay leader ng group na sikat na ngayon na sa BTS. Siya ay isang napakatalinong leader. Si RM ay napakasigla din na leader sa kanyang mga members. Isa rin siya sa nagiging translator tuwing sila ay pumupunta sa iba't ibang bansa. Napakagaling din niya mag-English. Siya ay pinanganak noong September 12, 1994. Isa rin siyang composer at isa rin siyang singer at dancer. Ayun lang. Kung gusto niyo punta ng South Korea, ito ay napakagandang bansa at isang sikat na sikat. At napaka-interesado ng bawat tanawin doon. Napakalamig din doon. Kung di man lang ako pumunta doon, ngunit nakikita ko base sa aking mga nakikita, ito ay napakasikat at napakaganda ng mga tanawin at mga masasarap nilang pagkain. Ayun lang po, maraming salamat.